first, know who you are before you get into this industry. Reason I say that is because if you don't know who you are, 9 times out of 10, this industry will form you to be what they want you to be. So know yourself first. Know what you will go for, won't go for. Understand that it is a business. And I'd say anybody that wants to kind of get in the media, anything entertainment, rule one is there is no rules.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. So for all those crazy people out there who never heard of your boy who ain't tapped in, they don't know what's going on. Bowie State University is in the building. Yes. Give us your name and tell us what you do in a couple of seconds.
Oh, man, what I do in a couple of seconds? All right, first, who am I? What's up, y'all? This is Aladdin, President Airwayz. Man, radio, media, TV, film, you name it, just all-around entertainer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we do it all.
All right, so let's go back to where it all started for you in the DMV with your moms, your pops, the dog, the cat, all of that. How did you fall in love with being a media personality?
Oh, man. Actually, for me, man, it started with the music. So for those that don't know, I'm first generation American, first generation Washingtonian. So mother was born in Haiti, dad was born in Trinidad. My father got a job they both educators. They met at Michigan State. My father got a job at Howard University, and he came here to teach. And then that's how I was born. So for me, it started with the music. Started with go-go music. Just always having a love and appreciation. My first hobby as a kid was collecting records at 3. And so, just kind of growing up, listening to radio, WPGC, Big Tigger, Donnie, Simpson, DJ Flex, the whole crew, man. It was just kind of everybody that was on BET was on the radio. So how I fell in love with media is, I saw my idols doing radio and TV, and they were right here in my backyard. And it was just something new, something fresh. And I just wanted to always do something that was going to impact my community and, allow me to do music. So that's how we got here.
I like that. I like that. So let me ask you, you mentioned your moms and your pops. Anybody in your family who got the personality like Aladdin, Prince of the Airways? Or is it just you?
Oh, man. I don't know, man. I think I get it from moms. I think moms definitely, it's a mixture of both, man. But yeah, definitely moms. Moms is very, very much, what's the word I can say? Down to earth, fun, just loves to have a good time. So yeah.
Okay. So you graduated from Bowie State. Shout out to Bowie State.
You come on,
Shout out to Bowie. Shout out to Bowie State. What's up? Was you doing any personality events there, hosting over there at Bowie State University before you came up?
Yeah. That's how I kind of like really realized that's what I was supposed to be doing, radio. So I was a communications major. I just transferred to Bowie like 2004. I was at Morgan State at first, and then I saw that Bowie had a music program. So originally when I graduated high school, I wanted to go to the school called Full Sail in Florida. But at the time, it just financially just was going to be too much of a strain on my mother. So I didn't think that was the best route to go, and just, couldn't afford it. So just had to find a roundabout way because I wanted to do something with music. I wanted to do music producing. And so when I saw Bowie had this program, I was like, yo, let me, go check out Bowie and see if, this is more of my vibe. And when I walked on the campus, it felt right. So, I was a communications major, transferred to Bowie, and literally I walked past the college radio station one day, and, like in the movies where like the light go off and they had that, I swear to God, that was the moment that happened. I was like, oh, this is it. Like, cause I remember growing up saying like, I want to be the next Big Tigger, things like that. So, I walked to my college radio station, shout out my girl Shia. She was the program director at the time. She was sitting there, and I was like, I introduced myself. I told her that, I wanted to do radio, and she was like, okay, if you come back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., I'm not a morning person. So I was like, ooh, all right, you know what I'm saying? All right, you know what I'm saying? Come back tomorrow, 8 a.m. You know, I'll teach you what you need to know. So I was there at 7:45, you know what I'm saying? And she saw that I was serious, and you know, she went in, she showed me everything, showed me the buttons, told me this is what does this does that, da da da. It's like, you think you got it? I was like, yeah. She's like, all right, if you want, you can start your show tomorrow. I was like, what? Like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna just I guess she, you know, had that belief or just really saw something in me to allow me to just kind of jump in there and do what I do. So she was like, yeah, you start your show tomorrow. And just tell me what days you want to be on. And man, I did that and I never looked back, man. It was just radio from there. Got an internship with PGC from there and worked my way up.
So let me ask you this. That first session that you had on the radio, Bowie State University, were you nervous? Did you have a little nerves, or did you just come in?
Absolutely, man. I ain't know what I was doing. I ain't know nothing about radio. I ain't know what my show was going to be. I ain't know nothing, man. I just knew that I was going to get in there and I was just going to work out the kinks. And, you know, yeah, that's what I did, man. BSU with a rhythm is smooth. I remember they called the tagline and everything. So, yeah, man. And I just went in there and, yeah, I had just freestyle, to be honest with you, man. No rhyme, no reason. Yeah, nah, it's definitely nothing like what, you know, how I do radio now. Or I had no clue of the things that I would learn, you know, actually going in the radio station and learning the real, you know what I'm saying? Like, I call it being in the NBA, like the big leagues, you know what I'm saying? So, but me having that internship, then I, you know, watching that, I came and I used that and I was practicing at Bowie. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yo, if you're just tuning in, you are tuned in to the Pimp Game Podcast, where we highlight positive, intelligent, motivated people. And today we got a special one. That's right, Mr. Aladdin, the prince of the Airwayz, right here on the Pimp Game Podcast. So let me ask you this. The name Aladdin, I love it. What's up? When did that name come about? I'm feeling it. When did that name come about, Aladdin?
So it's crazy. So how the name initially, you know, was formed. I was intern at the time, so I was going by so it's crazy. All my nicknames kind of connect, right? So when I tell you, you know, how I got the name, and then I kind of go back. So we was in the station at the time, and I was interning for Flex and Rain, the home team. So at the time, the song "Looking Boy" was out. I don't know if you remember they joning on each other. Looking boy. So he's doing that, right? So he was in the studio just cutting up, making jokes, right? So at the time, Angie was actually their producer, and Angie had told Rain that she thought I had looked like Aladdin. So I didn't know this prior to, right? So we in the studio. I said something to Rain. I said, you know, something funny. Everybody in there dying. So she's on air while this is happening, right? So she turns around real swift because Rain was so sharp, man. She just turned around. You old Aladdin looking boy. Hey, yo. Oh, man. Everybody's like, it was perfect. It was crazy because my mother was listening at the time, and I never forget, Flex immediately pointed to me and was like, yep, that's it. You Aladdin. Like, that's it. My mother was listening. She was dying laughing. She texted me. She was like, yeah, you should go with it. So so I was just thinking about it. So prior to, I had pledged Kappa, so my line name was Diamond D. So for those that don't know, a diamond is the hardest material in the world. And how I got that line name was you can apply the most pressure to it and it will never break. So I was really honored by that name, and it's a big symbol in the fraternity or whatever. So so I was thinking, like, should I go with this Aladdin thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't really sold on it. And so I went to watch the movie, you know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of praying on it. I'm real spiritual or whatever. So just kind of praying on it. So something told me just go back and watch the movie. So in the beginning of the movie, I realized that Aladdin is known as the diamond in the rough. So when they told him in order to get to the cave, you gotta find the diamond in the rough. So that was so that for me, that was just kind of confirmation, like, oh yeah, it's the name I got to run with. And it's kind of like the story of my life, you know, just kind of the kid that grew up in the hood. It wasn't, you know, wasn't really nothing, you know what I'm saying, and made it to the palace, you know. So yeah, it all fits. So
I like that. So one of the things that drew me to you when I saw a video of you a couple of years back or what have you, you do this thing. I don't know if it's a tag or something like that,
yeah,
but it's like,
yeah.
hold up, I can't do
Oh,
it.
yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
what's up? How did you start doing that? Was that an accident at the dinner table or something? How did you start doing that?
Nah, so I used to play in a band. So if you can see this right here, that's 3DB.
Okay.
It's my band, you know what I'm saying? So I played in the Go-Go band. And it's actually a tribute to one of my band members. He passed away from he had heart problems. So we had a thing we did. So I come in and I'd be like, woo child. And he'd be like, hola. Like that was his thing. Like he came up with it. So when he passed away, I just kind of started in radio. And I was like, that's gonna be my tribute to him. Like I was like, I'm gonna make the world use that phrase. Like, and so I think I've done a good job and held up to it because it seems like everybody in the world does it. If you go to the clubs, people yelling "hold up," like it's yeah. So but it's a tribute to my band member Day Day. Rest in peace.
All right, rest in peace to him. So let me ask you this: when you're in the room with Donnie Simpson, Ange, people like that, all these famous people in the industry, were you ever starstruck by that, or at least at first, and then you kind of warmed up to him a little bit, but at first, was it surreal for you?
No, I actually, you know, I've never been starstruck. Kind of grew up on the stage. But yeah, no, I've always looked at just kind of celebrity as, you know, just people known for what they do. Like I've always believed, you know, we're all humans. We all put our pants leg on one leg at a time. And so I've always held that. So yeah, no, I've never been starstruck. I take that back. There were two people that I was starstruck by. Maya Angelou, who I got to interview. I think I did her last interview before she passed away. And Felicia Rashad.
Felicia
Yeah.
Rashad. Okay.
So I think those were my two people that I definitely was starstruck. But everybody else, nah, man. Yeah, it's just kind of like, yeah, we all human, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's definitely been an honor to work with all the greats. You know, like you said, I was producer for Donnie Simpson, producer for Big Tigger, Home Team, Michelle Wright. Man, I've done some stuff with Sway, Big Boy. Yeah. Oh, I was producer for Russ Parr. So yeah, I mean Tom Joyner, I did some stuff with him. So I mean, you name it, like I've worked with them all, and that's something I don't take lightly. I think I'm definitely walking in my purpose.
All right. So let me ask you this: since you work with them all, who is Aladdin's top 5 media personalities of all time, in your opinion, dead or alive or whatever? Who is Aladdin's top 5 media personalities of all time?
Top 5, that's tough. No particular order. Well, I just say Donnie Simpson to me is the GOAT. Donnie's number one. Everybody else after that is, you know. So I would say Donnie, Tigger, Angie Martinez, Flex, and 5. I don't know, man. It's
One more.
Yeah, that's tough, bro. I'm gonna give it to Rain because those were my, you know, people that honed me and made me who I am. So
what's up? No, I like the list, but no love for Charlamagne. What's up, Angela Yee?
So Charlemagne's good. Charlemagne's good at what he does. But I mean, my top 5, like that's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the people I was around and worked with, and that I mean gave me game. So like, I mean, Charlemagne's amazing. Like I love, you know, I love his growth as a personality. I love, you know, just kind of, you know, just the style that he's, you know, now developed into. But yeah, I mean, the magic of radio is like, I mean, Charlemagne's a troll, man. Like, I mean, that was his original, you know, moniker. You know what I'm saying? So since his growth, since doing the mental therapy and going to therapy and things like that, you've definitely seen, you know, his range as far as just the different things that he's getting to, the different things that he's talking about. But I mean, when you talk about like Donnie, Simpson, Tiggers, you know what I'm saying? Like these are people that really like when you talk about scope of like, it's kind of like I would say like in the NBA, like, you know what I'm saying? Like some people can dribble, shoot, you know what I'm saying? Some people got specialties, but I came up with people that could do it all,
Do it all, right?
So yeah, so yeah. So for my top 5, that's my top 5.
All right.
I mean, definitely one of the greats, you know what I'm saying? Like definitely can't, take nothing from that man. Like I love what he's doing. I love, his style and yeah.
So let me ask you this. In terms of being a media personality, when you are out there hustling and you making relationships, building relationships, do you have people that pull up on Aladdin and say, "Oh man, I love you on the radio"? Do people get starstruck by you?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's humbling, because I mean, I consider myself a regular guy, but I am more walking in that space of understanding that, my longevity, the things that I've done, things I've done for people, putting on for the city, it means a lot to people. And that's always, what I wanted to do. I always wanted to make an impact and let people know, that I'm the same person that, came from these same inner city streets that you did, and you can make it out and you can do whatever you want. You put your mind to it, it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, but it's doable, and seeing that I've always wanted to, like I said, do music and community and make an impact in that way. Just seeing and receiving my flowers, I'm humbled by it, and I don't take it for granted.
All right, I like that. Yo, if you are just joining us, we are live on the Pimp Game Podcast, where we highlight positive, intelligent, motivated people. And today we got a special guest. That's right, 93.9 WKYS's own Aladdin, the Prince of the Airwayz, right here on the Pimp Game Podcast. So let me ask you this question. What is the best part about being a media personality that maybe people out there who want to get in the game, they don't know? What's the best piece or part about being a media personality as a Aladdin?
Everybody got their different thing, but for me, like I said, I think it's just more so touching my community, knowing that making an impact, going and talking to kids. The other day I went and read to some kids. Like those are the things I love to do. Like going and giving game and knowing that like my words or something that I'm doing or something that I can say can impact somebody who maybe or feel like they don't have hope, and knowing that you make that change in somebody's life, it's priceless.
Okay. Well said, well said, well said. So in terms of the media and things like that, when you are working for the radio station, people got a 4-hour set. What's the best shift to be on? Is it the late night? Is it the midday, the early morning? What's the best set or shift to be on as a
like once again, in terms of where you at in your life, you know what I'm saying? Some people got kids, some people are early morning risers. I don't like the mornings. I'm doing mornings now, but I mean, if I had to pick, I would probably say now it's 3 to 7. At one point it was 2 to 6, but afternoons, I love afternoons. So yeah, that would be my dream shift. Do the little afternoon shift while you on your way home. So you got your mornings, you still got your nights.
Okay, so recently, the Breakfast Club had a little shakeup over there with Jess Hilarious losing her gig as a host, as one of the hosts
she ain't lose her gig.
She ain't lose it, but it's almost like she almost lost it. They was trying to make her lose it.
Nah, she wasn't going nowhere, man.
You don't think she was gonna lose the gig?
Nah, bro, they don't pay you that type of money just to cut you 2 weeks later off of nah, bro, nah, she got paid a bag. Let's be clear. So she wasn't going nowhere. I don't know what like it's people, that might have thought so-and-so was better or whatever, but nah, she wasn't going nowhere. That, like they said, that was her seat. Like, nah.
So let me ask you this: If Charlamagne stepped down from the Breakfast Club, could we see Aladdin put his name in the hat to be as one of the people on the Breakfast Club?
I mean, it's all God's timing. I mean, if that's for me, yeah. I mean, I would definitely throw my name in the hat. But yeah, I'm open to it. I'm, open to going and growing. And if that requires me to leave DC again, I'm cool with that. Like if it's the right situation, yeah, I would do it.
So what are we looking at here in terms of pay, right? Jessler just got a bag. What are we looking at for Aladdin? If you want to accept a role over at the Breakfast Club, not an official price, but maybe a range. What are we looking at for Aladdin?
Hey man, a wise mentor said it's not what you are worth, it's what you negotiate. So
okay. Well said. Well said. Well said.
I'm gonna just say we're not gonna leave no money on the table. We're gonna leave no money on the table. With inflation prices, hey, nah, man, I've been working, so today's price is not yesterday's price. So
okay. All right. So a couple of years back, the industry was hit with a devastating blow with your man's Tony Reds. He had passed away. Where were you when you got the news that Tony Reds had passed away?
I was actually driving. Yeah, I was driving. I think I was on my way home, and I got that phone call. I was like one of the first. And yeah, it was just heartbreaking, man. Good dude. It's my guy, man. Another person that really put me under the wing and mentored me in a lot of different ways. And yeah, man, it was so crazy, man. When I left to go to Florida, he was definitely one of the people that I continuously tapped in with and asked him advice. Because we were doing the same shift, we were doing late nights, and he just always gave me game, man. And yeah, just a good brother, man, and I really miss him.
Okay, shout out to Tony Reds.
Yeah,
so
man, rest in peace.
You a lover?
Squad general, man, and I wear him in my heart, man. I do everything I do, man. Everybody that I lost, I definitely think about them and move with them, like they right here, just try to make them proud and just continue to make their legacy. I'm a part of them, so just keeping that in my heart.
Yo, this your boy Kenny D. Hey, I didn't mean to interrupt your show, but I just want to take a quick minute, just to let you guys know, if you want to see more dope interviews like this one, make sure you go on YouTube and check out Pimp Game Podcast. All right? And don't forget about our website, pimpgamepodcast.com, to see all your latest Pimp Game episodes. All right? We got you. Man, I'm done talking. Back to the show. You mentioned earlier, I think your pops is from Haiti.
Trinidad, yeah. Pops from Trinidad.
Right? Your mom's from Haiti. Who got the best food? Is it Haiti or is it Trinidad and Tobago? Who got the best food?
They both sides throw down, man. I lean more towards the Trinidadian culture, you know what I'm saying? The curry, the oxtail, goat, all of that, you know what I'm saying? That's more on the Trini side. So
can you make that yourself? You know how to make the curry goat and all that stuff?
Absolutely. Dad's rule was at the age of 3, if you can't cook, you can't eat. So yeah, it's real, bro. We grew up in the kitchen using a knife, cutting chicken and everything. They don't play. Caribbean people do not play. So
oh man. Okay. All right. So you mentioned you love music. I wanted to touch on that a little bit. What's up? What is your state of the music now? What's your thoughts on the state of the music industry now as it relates to maybe rap, R&B? What do you think music is right now?
It's interesting. I think we're in a space. Well, I'll say this, right? The music business of it is in an interesting space because a lot of the record labels and a lot of record reps and people that used to work these records, they've scaled back. So now with this digital age, it's interesting, especially with AI. Now you have to really kind of not say pay attention, but you do. Where I'm in a space where you don't really know if you can believe what you see, only if you know if you can believe what you hear. So how that will impact music, you got people doing AI Drake records and things like that, but I think in its truest art form, I believe music will get back to being, I think we're shifting back into a more creative space. I think, at one point, right, or, the attention span of people really short and people were doing certain things for streaming. So, people were doing 1-minute songs, 2-minute songs. But I think we're getting back to a place where people want to hear art, which is music, right? And
Mhm.
so with that comes a lot of creativity. You see things like Doechii, you know what I'm saying? People
She's good.
doing it. She's amazing, man. So, just a lot of artists just kind of not worrying so much about the money because I think, in rap, right? I think it was to a point where people just doing things trying to get paid, and if that's your MO, cool, you know what I'm saying? But how long is that going to last? So, as an artist, I guess it depends on what it is you're seeking. If you're just seeking longevity, then I'm honestly believe like good music never dies. Michael Jackson, Prince, we can go on and on, Stevie Wonder.
Mhm.
There's so many artists that, you know, um, have made good music and it's timeless and you can put it on right now and you're gonna party to it, you're gonna sing, you're gonna dance, and if that's what you're trying to make, then if you want longevity, it's there. And it will never, I feel like that will never die because, something that's good will I feel like it's a rule of thumb. If it's good, you're always gonna come back to it. So
Okay. So even for R&B, like the love songs, like those are forgotten now. John B, Tank, R. Kelly, right? Do you ever foresee that coming back now? Like maybe the
I
the
do.
love songs?
Yeah, I do. I think with the younger generation, right, there has to be a shift of because I think social media has definitely played a major part in a lot of views and feelings and things like that. But I think once again, right, going back to the creating of the art, right. So once you get people that are being creative and talking about different things, and hopefully, these younger artists want to work with said legends in the game like Ushers and the Neos and the Tanks, the Chris Browns, that have game that understand these are now what I call legacy acts, right? Because their longevity in the game, they 20 plus years now,
Mm.
and so longevity and consistency is a hard thing, especially in a day and age where you could be here today, gone tomorrow, especially with this music thing, right? So you got one hit wonders, you got people that was hot that that fell off, that what I'm saying. So to have consistency in this game, it requires a certain amount of knowledge and certain ways of doing things. And I think just these younger artists, if they tap into that, you got people like Money Long. Like, I mean, there's a lot of great artists. LMA, I mean, shoot, even Jacquees, man, Jacquees be doing
Yeah,
his
he nice.
thing.
I
You
like
know what I'm
Jackie.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think there are Bryson Tiller. I mean, I'm just thinking that there's so many. There's a lot of great music. I just think the balance of what you're hearing and being presented, I feel like that's what's going to have to, and it's starting to. It's coming back. You got your gimmicky stuff. You're gonna play that, but in the scope of things, longevity, doing it for the art, that always wins. So.
Hmm. Well said, well said, well said. So, today's quick topic of the show is Yella Beezy, the rapper. He just got found, allegedly
Right.
hiring a hitman for Mo 3, the killing of Mo 3. What's your thoughts on that? I know it's allegedly, but what is your thoughts on that from
Yeah.
another rapper gone at the hands of another rapper in a beef that's probably senseless?
Yeah. I mean, we get into music to try to get us out of our situations, right? So, I mean, across America, right? Inner city, we all come from poverty. And we're all trying to get out of that. And it's unfortunate when you have an opportunity to be in a situation where you're making money and things like that, and still you're still in it. Now, I do understand being 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and me having a personal relationship with Yellow Beezy. It's tough, man. Like you said, alleged. And so we're gonna let things play out in the courts, and I pray in his favor that the things they accuse him of isn't true. I'll still stand behind Beezy as far as just what he was trying to do with his life and take care of his kids. And yeah, man, I'm just praying for him. It's hard, man. It's like I said, we're in a day and age, man, where people are so quick to believe the lie that they don't even seek for the truth, which is scary, and then, as you doing media, and getting into it, like, it is our job as media people to make sure that we are reporting and being as neutral as possible, right? Because I've seen that in media too, where it's skewed, where people just doing things for clickbait, you know what I'm saying? Talk about this headline, but not really giving the facts, you know what I'm saying? Opinions, not facts. So you gotta be very careful. And, that's one thing that I learned coming up in this game. And then, like I said, just learning from the greats. And you're entitled to your opinion, but you got to call it straight. And that's your job as a journalist. Your job is to report the facts and give as much information so people can be informed. And we're in a day and age where it's not, people not doing that, man. It's just about, oh yeah, so and so said this, so it must be true. Like, nah, like, where are the facts? What proves that this happened? So and and you learn, if you know about courts, that's what it's about. It's about, proving, this was alleged, this is what happened. How do you prove that this is the end result and that this person is guilty and or innocent of said accusations? And so, I think as a society, as a people too, man, we just gotta do a better job of holding ourselves accountable to really knowing the truth. Because it's scary when any accusation and you believe anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, that could be anybody, right? That could be you, that could be me, that could be your mother, that could be whoever, you know what I'm saying, just off of an accusation. And next thing you know, they're behind bars. And then you got to think, a lot of us don't even have the money for the lawyer fees. So it's a very, and a lot of people go to jail because they don't have the money to fight these cases. So so yeah, man, I'm just praying for Yellow Beezy, man, and his family, and definitely hope that, in the end, because you got to think, man, that's another black man gone, another man in the system, another kid that's being raised without their father, so people don't even think about the scope of just how that impacts the next generation. So praying for Yellow Beezy.
Well said, well said, well said. So let me ask you this. Why is it that, though, the rappers out there, when they do make it, why do they still, it seems like they still go back to the hood? They never really truly leave. Why is that, in your opinion?
I think that's also too, right? Because we want to help. Like, at the end of the day, you're trying to help and pull as many people up as you can. Unfortunately, everybody can't go. Everybody doesn't have the mindset that it's going to take for them or for you to really be able to help them, if that makes sense. If I'm doing something right and you my man and you still in the streets, but I'm not in it and I'm trying to give you opportunity, you're not going, some people may not understand or grasp, like, yo, you can't conduct yourself in a certain way because what you do is going to affect my business over here. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's a part of, people wanting to stay in the hood. I mean, it's a hard situation because a lot of culture and the things that you learn and that you build come from being in the hood. So it's like, there is a certain culture that happens from being around that energy. So when you remove from it, sometimes your creativity isn't locked in with kind of what's going on in the streets. So there's that aspect of it also. So it's a lot of people that kind of go back trying to, still be a part of what's happening. Cause street culture changes, right? So, but the one thing that, you got to do is be in tap of what people are doing, what people are into, with certain, slang words that, come from being in the hood. Things are created. It's I don't even know what's the word. It's it's an unfortunate creative space. I don't really know how to describe. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not in the best of conditions, but there's a lot of good that comes out of it. So I think that's my theory, and people going back to the hood and trying to stay tapped in. Because streets are always going to be creative when you have nothing, and we are creative people. So when you have nothing, sometimes we make lemonade out of lemons.
Okay. All right. I like that. So for that young girl out there looking to be the next Aladdin, that young boy out there looking to be the next Aladdin, what would you tell them if they wanted to get into the industry as a media personality?
First, know who you are before you get into this industry. Reason I say that is because if you don't know who you are, 9 times out of 10, this industry will form you to be what they want you to be. So know yourself first. Know what you will go for, won't go for. Understand that it is a business. And I'd say anybody that wants to kind of get into media, anything entertainment, rule 1 is there is no rules. So however, which is crazy, right? There is no blueprint for success in entertainment. And it's kind of like life, right? There's really no blueprint for life, or there's no said way of what is success, what is making it. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, and just know the way that you make it or how long it takes you. Your journey is your journey. What's for you is for you, and you can't judge your success off of anybody else's success. You gotta just be patient, trust the process, keep God first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Keep God first. Continue to pray. And ask Him to lead you into what's for you.
Okay. So, if anybody wants to work with you out there, Aladdin wants you to host, wants you to produce, anything like that, maybe hop on a
DJ. Man, we do it all, baby. You know what I'm saying? We do it all.
All that. How do they get in contact with Aladdin?
Easiest way, man. Social media at Aladdin the Prince, Aladdin DA Prince, all one word. If you're looking for bookings, things like that. Aladdin bookings at gmail.com. Shoot me an email, whatever you need. And, we just get to it that way, man. But yeah, I'm out here, man. It ain't hard to find, you know what I'm saying? Just out here moving and shaking on the magic carpet, moving and grooving. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. So before I forget, what's up? Any future projects for Aladdin coming up that you got going on that maybe we need to be aware of?
Man, we just out here working, man. I do right now just really honing in on my DJ craft. Right now you can catch me at Flavature every Sunday, only Black-owned restaurant on Connecticut Avenue. So please get out there, support them, whether I'm there or not. Amazing food. So if you're a foodie like myself, please check out Flavature. That's kind of like my home base right now, man. But I'm just doing a little bit of everything, man. Never know where you're gonna find me. I just did the DMV Winterfest, hosted at Capital One Arena. Yeah, man. Just a lot of big things in the works, man. So never know, man. You never know where the boy gonna pop up, show out. But we out here, man. Just not in DC. We talking about internationally too, man. So I do have a trip. I'm DJing in DR July 24th through the 29th. I'm gonna be out there for that. So yeah, man, just continuously, expounding on the brand and continuously becoming internationally known, as already internationally known, but just making it more of a household name across the world. So we out here working.
I like that. So for all those people been rocking with you at Bowie State University, when you interned at 95.5, working with Donnie Simpson, everybody, all the people, Ange, Rain, all of that. Any final thoughts for your fans or shout outs before we sign off on Pimp Game?
Oh man, shout out to you, Kenny, man. Just continuously proud of you, man. Your elevation, from a music artist now jumping in the media field. Yeah, man. Just thank you to everybody that's ever supported me. It's been a part of my journey, man. I really, there's no me without y'all. I honestly, do everything I do with just putting on for my people and just trying to make sure that I continue to represent us in a positive light. Just being a positive beam of light, and yeah, man, that's just what I do. So, just all good vibes, good energy. Out here working on music production. Got a couple of things in the work. Some people that, trying to get some things too, trying to get some placements. So any artists, man, they try to tap in, you know what I'm saying? We can do that too, got the good old production company, Good Vibes Entertainment. So, yeah, but I just honestly can just, man, 2 words. Thank you, man. Just honored, blessed. And, yeah, just continuously doing what, God got me here and just trying to touch people and give much game as possible and light and love. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just out here spreading good energy.
All right. Yo, it was a good show. Tell everybody who you chilling with.
Come on, man. You already know my brother from another mother, man. My man Kenny D, Pimp Game Podcast. Stay tuned, stay locked, stay active.
All right, and that concludes our show for this evening. But before I let you go, I'd like to thank all my viewers out there for tuning in, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That's right. You're going to subscribe and make sure you turn those notifications on. So when we upload videos, you are the first to get it. And last but not least, we'd like to thank the one and only 93.9 WKYS finest. That's right, Mr. Aladdin, the Prince of the Airwayz, for blessing us with his presence on the show. All right? See you next time on Pimp Game. You don't want to miss it. Holla.